I wanted to introduce you to a video and a course that you can take for free about coaching girls, coaching women.
Hi there. I'm so glad you're joining us to learn more about CoachingHer. Did you know that coaches are one of the most important factors in determining whether or not girls enter in, stay, or drop out of sport? It's true. You matter. I'm Dr. Nicole LaVoi, tennis coach turned scholar, coach educator, and director of the Tucker Center for Research on Girls and Women in Sport. I get asked by coaches all around the globe, how should we coach girls? CoachingHer helps answer that important question, and the answer might not be what you think. Tactics, techniques, and strategies are important, but a majority of coaches lack understanding of a central yet unaddressed issue that negatively impacts girls' self-perceptions and her experiences in youth sport. Coaches' unconscious gender bias and stereotypes. That's why we created CoachingHer, a free digital toolkit based on the most current, comprehensive, evidence-based resources for coaches of young people who identify as girls. Designed to engage coaches like you and fit into your busy schedules. You can bookmark content, you can start and stop when you want, and you can access it on any device. We'll be releasing timely new coaching materials too, like body confident coaching, followed by destigmatizing menstruation, mental health, and body image. We're here to build a community of coaches to help all girls thrive and realize their full potential. So join us. Be a part of CoachingHer, help spread the word, and be her reason to stay in sport.
So that's a big introduction for a very important topic with regards to coaching her. Now, in the chat on the webinar here, there's a link that I put read.swimiska.org, and it leads you to our learning management system with the International Swim Coaches Association. And those resources as to coaching her are online there. And there's a couple interesting pieces to talk about. They've done some incredible job as far as pulling valuable content together. I coach in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the assistant coach now at a independent girls' school, sort of like we sometimes called an international school in different parts of the world, but it's a private school, but it's girls only. And there is some differences with coaching girls compared to coaching boys or coaching in a co-ed situation. In the center of the circle there is the basic psychological needs, and those needs spring out to a level of competence where you definitely are developing and improving and growing in your skills and your competence for your sport. And then there's choice, where we're empowering the athlete to be self-determined and to have choices and not feel like they're controlled. They don't they're not puppets. You can't just boss the girls around and tell them exactly everything to do all the time. They appreciate, as most people, having some choices, whether to show up or what skills to work on or what group to get into or what events to swim in to meet. So sometimes there's a layer of choice that's built after the competence. And then the last is definitely, or not last, but it's a cycle, is a care, that you're going to be feeling valued and you care about the individual. So that's one excellent cycle there. And I actually read it backwards. So it's going to go from care to choice to competence. And we're going to circle around those basic psychological needs. Another interesting chart that sums things up well from the CoachingHer program and the Tucker Institute, which is actually in Minnesota, at the University of Minnesota, is this pyramid. There are a lot of pyramids in our sport. John Wooden has a famous one. There's a pyramid of success. There's definitely some pyramids as far as athletic pathways, but at the bottom of the basic needs, we have to approach the physiological needs with food and water and warmth. They have to feel safe, the safety needs, and then the pool that's especially valuable. There's locker room issues. There are travel issues. There's weather issues as to if you're outdoors, people don't want to be in a storm. And boy, we're seeing some weather issues these days with typhoons hitting the Philippines. So this is why this is a session so short. And then above the basic needs are the psychological needs, where there's a sense of belongingness and love, where there's relationships and friends. The team bonding, the camaraderie, the kinship, the friendships, being with your buds is very valuable, and making sure everybody's included. And then there's esteem needs, where you have that self pride and prestige and your feeling of accomplishment, and you're not belittling anybody, but instead you're building them up. You're allowing them to grow and feel more and more confident, and to feel strong with themselves. And then it goes to the top of the pyramid, where there's self fulfillment needs. It's a self actualization, where you're achieving your full potential, including your creative activities. So I hope you can take those courses. I put the link again in the chat, read.swimiska.org. They're provided free of charge to us from a center in the state of Minnesota. There's the University of Minnesota, and there's a woman there that heads it up. She gets funding from Nike, the shoe company, as well as some other bigger supporters. And her background is in tennis. So she was, I think, at one time a professional tennis player and a tennis coach, and now she's in the university setting. And they're releasing some quality materials that coaches should consider, and we're trying to make them more available in our discussions. So,
Hey or not, number 18, we talked about a grant application called a Moonshot Aquatics Grant, where we were to create a coaching wizard. I didn't get successful results from that grant, but it's come up again, and we're made a new application, and we inserted a few additional partners in the program, and we expanded it. And so I wanted to give you an update as to the $50,000 grant opportunity. It's the second version of the Moonshot. Here it is, and you'll be able to read all the details online as well.
I let the AI take charge of a lot of it. I tried to upload a lot of it and guide it along the way. So I have no idea. I think it depends a lot on who is the grader. And I would like to go past this first round and then be able to make the whole grant submission. So this is just the letter of intent hurdle. It's for $50,000, which, could be really nice. Time will tell. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
No. Like the wife says, if you don't ask, you don't get. And you can only get a no or only yes. So it's none. Yeah, it made sense. Yeah, it really did. And, you hit it on the nail there. Lots of times it actually just comes down to who's reviewing it, what the flavor of the day is. And I've also found in the past in the UK, sometimes, and here even, it's where you live and what's going on in the country or going on in the region. And, those, especially down in the States at the moment, things change from one day to the other. It's going here or it's going there.
Most investors overlook swimming. We didn't. This is for the angel investor tired of pitch decks chasing the same crowded verticals, and you want to fund something different, something that matters. Turn to coaches into leaders, turns communities into profit centers. Well, this is something that's different, and it scales. Right now, pools are closing. Parents are checked out. Coaches are quitting. The aquatic industry has no unified brand, no scalable solution, and it's full of weak voices. We built it. It's a podcast. It's going to turn into a platform that fuels programs, creates evergreen training, and builds towards a national TV rollout. I'm leading the charge. I'm Coach Mark Rodriguez. I have 50 plus years in the sport. published 100 titles. I'm backed by the International Swim Coaches Association, You Can Swim, and a loyal network of global coaches. There's no other aquatic lifestyle brand tying together content, community, and commerce. This is a media-first model, and it's youth sport focused, but it spans the lifetime. So 150,000 safe gets you in early, and we already have the content and the contacts, and the conversation model is in place. No experience in aquatics? Nah, you don't need it. Think it can't scale? Well, we've got the metrics. And think it's slow, well, we're already moving. While everyone's chasing footballs, we're going to give community something real, accessible, inclusive, and profitable. Finally, a system that makes swimming fun and sticky. This is the Ted Lasso for the pools.
From lap lanes to leadership roles, it's more than splits.
Let's talk.
It's shaping souls.
We'll show you how swimming
Heavy or
becomes the
not, we
next
swam
scalable frontier
through
in
it all.
sports, media, and
Tech
wellness.
teamwork, healing
you
after the
Put
fall.
big gusts of winds
With
in our
water's
sails.
wisdom, coaches stand tall.
Thanks.
Heavy or not, we surf life's call.